In world news today, China opened its 20th Communist Party conference, where current Chinese President Xi Jinping is expected to be selected as the country's leader for an unprecedented third term. Xi gave a speech that lasted 2 hours to open the series of closed-door sessions, which is held every 5 years. China's president saying his country faces dangerous storms, a reference to growing geopolitical rivalry with the U.S. and other democracies. International correspondent Patrick Falk is live in Beijing with more on today's session and reaction to Xi's speech. Patrick, what more can you tell us about the events that unfolded during China's first closed-door session?
Well, look, this is the biggest political event there's been in decades in China. And as you say, it began with that customary address at the opening of Congress. So President Xi speaking to the 2,296 delegates at the Great Hall of the People yesterday. And he outlined what the party's key achievements were over the last 5 years and what the key priorities for the next 5 years would be as well. And really, you have to say that out of that 2-hour speech, there weren't really any indications of there being any significant changes or shifts to policy. And to a certain extent, that was what was expected. Over the next few days, the delegates are going to be working behind closed doors to work on really what the focus of this Congress is about, the leadership reshuffle. And of course, President Xi Jinping, as you said, is expected to remain for a third term after scrapping presidential term limits in 2018. So really, the emphasis was on continuity more than anything else.
And Patrick, Xi painted a picture of a rising China facing a challenging future and emphasized what security was key to the country's success. In fact, reports say he mentioned the word security 50 times during his speech. So what's been the reaction to his concerns specifically about security?
Well, yeah, I mean, security was used in a myriad sort of ways and essentially really to justify a lot of what the party does, its approach in particular to foreign policy. One thing in particular is that China, as we know, is facing some very serious economic headwinds right now. And President Xi did say specifically that development was still the priority for the country. There was a bit of debate about whether or not the president would maybe change that from what had been previously said by himself, as well as previous leaders as well, which was possibly to say something along the lines of needing to develop and needing to balance development and security. But that didn't change, so that would have been food for comfort for investors, certainly, but also on the issue of security, and notably on one hot topic, Taiwan, of course. President Xi said that China would never renounce the use of force to try and bring Taiwan back into the fold, as it were. So there was this sort of reiteration of China's determination to resolve the Taiwan question, and there was a response from Taiwan also on Sunday saying that Taiwan would never back down on its sovereignty and never back down on the principles of freedom and democracy.
All right, international correspondent Patrick Falk live in Beijing for us tonight. Patrick, thank you so much.